G'day, mate. This is Captainoob, and this is Modern Warfare 2023 Scar Platform Redux. It's a weapon mod that adds 3 separate standalone weapons from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, would you believe, into Fallout 4 based on the Scar platform. And obviously their names have been shifted to something safe and legally ambiguous. So these things are based on real-life rifles, so let me lay them down. So the Taq-56, as it were, it fires the 5.56 intermediate cartridge. That would make this thing the Scar L. The Taq-V or Taq-V here is based on the Scar H because it fires the 7.62 rounds, which are close enough to 308 there. There's probably munitions things to make this fire the proper 7.62 NATO round, but honestly 308s are close enough. So no, this is the Scar H version. H4 heavier cartridge. And lastly, you've got the SSR variant of the Scar. It's got a longer barrel. This thing can only be modified to a semi-auto fashion, so it's basically a designated marksman rifle variant of Scar. There's a lot of attachments for all of these, but there's significant overlap, so we won't be treading over too much ground that we haven't already. But we'll start off with the Taq-56, the Scar L. I might refer to this as either, and if you've got a problem with that, you can use the business email in my YouTube channel to forward a complaint. Let's start off with this one. So we've got the receivers up first, and this thing can only be modified into automatic. So the auto powerful receiver giving you a modest 120 damage. The DPS on this thing looks to be pretty good, but we can boost that a little bit further if we use the right parts. We've got a legendary effect provided by legendary modification, so if you see that slot, you know what that's about, so we'll skip over that one. And you've got an option for a lower rail, which includes many different grips. You've all seen these in Call of Duty, you've probably already seen these in many other Call of Duty ports before, but it gives you a whole huge variety of grips for you to utilize. Let's go for just a pineapple, very straight foregrip there. Next, we've got the sights. Standard iron sights are equipped on right now, but you can throw on these safe and legally ambiguous brand name type sights that are very similar to stuff that you might see in real life, including that one, which has a laser sight, and this one has... Oh, is that just different iron sights? Well, that's interesting. Maybe we'll go for something more of the reflex variety. And if you scroll down, there's a little bit more options for more magnification in your scope, but I think that's a little bit overkill for this one, so we'll just go for the X10 Angel 40 because it looks a little bit like an EOTech sight from real life. Next up, we've got the magazine. So you could have a standard 40 round magazine or a big 60 round magazine, which gives you a huge capacity, so why not put that in? Next, we've got the grips, which is just your pistol grip there. Pick whatever one that you want. That doesn't appear to have any different stats or changing the weapon in any way, but it does give you the standard COD flavor text about it, so that's kind of cool, and you'll never see it anyway because you've always got a hand wrapped around that, so we'll just go for the FSS combat grip, and we'll move on. Now, if we go over to the barrels, we've got a standard barrel in right now. You can shorten that down. That will reduce your range but increase your accuracy. But if you chuck on this 17.5 inch barrel, that'll increase your range to a significant amount. So we'll do that one because it'll make our VATS accuracy better, makes it hold damage over range a little bit better. And we've moved straight onto the muzzles. So there's suppressors, muzzle brakes, a couple of compensators in here if you feel like it. And again, there's more of this COD jargon in here, just adding that extra flavor so you can pretend that you're playing Call of Duty. And if we add a suppressor onto this thing, we've hit 150. We've successfully beaten the assault rifle in terms of its damage, the vanilla game assault rifle, because if your weapons aren't better than that, then you're in a little bit of trouble. So yep, there's our Taq-56, and I think we can change even more. You can change the stock as well, including this one, Tactique Brute stock. Yep, we'll go with that one. And there's also options for fast hands animations that'll make your reloads faster. Curiously didn't add that in the magazine slot to give you options of like quick ejector magazines, but there's just an extra slot there. And lastly, you've got an extra damage slider. If this thing isn't quite doing it for you, you can push this up from 20 up to 90% damage in increments of 20 and 10% on that last one for that 90%. But if you've got like a true damage mod and you just need this thing to kill a little bit faster, then I suppose this boosting this up to 90% is going to be worthwhile for doing that. But we're going to leave that at 0%, and we'll move over to our Scar H variant right now. Same receivers, auto powerful, 166 damage off the bat, not too bad. And again, the rails are the same, so we'll throw that one on. And the sights, similar. Magazine's a little bit different since it's a different cartridge. So you've got the 30-round magazine and a 50-round drum on this thing, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, let's go with that. A Scar H with a 50-round drum sounds pretty good. Yep, we've already seen the grips. Moving on. Now the barrels here, you can get an 18-inch barrel, gives you 191 range before you add any suppressors or anything. And the smaller barrel here doesn't have that much of a penalty at all, which is pretty good. So if you want to save, well, actually it's heavier than the longer barrel. Perhaps it's a more dense barrel. Who knows what's going on there, but it makes a lot of sense just to utilize a longer barrel on this thing for reasons previously discussed. And again, we've got more suppressors. We'll throw the Sonic suppressor on. We love Sega. I don't think I've ever played a Sega Sonic game at all. Next, stocks. We've seen these before. Let's go for this one. Ah, yes, there's also an option for a tactical slot. I may have missed this on the Scar L variant, but on this side of your rifle, you can throw on a laser sight, and it's got different beams and different colors, including blue, red, and green, which I think is nice. We'll chuck on the red one here, this 1 milliwatt PEQ, and that's what it looks like. It's not really matching the rest of the rifle, but we won't be seeing that in the first-person perspective, so that's fine. Lastly, we've got the Taq-M. So this one, again, it can only be modified to semi-auto, so we'll go for advanced receiver, and lower rail, we've already seen these, so we'll go for an angle grip this time, although that one looks different. I don't think we saw that on any other Scar variant. Sights, we'll go for a scope. This Delta 4 scope looks pretty good, 5.5 times magnification, not too bad. And our magazines, we can boost up from 10 to 20, which is not massive, but much better than just the 10-round magazines. Grips, let's go for demo clean shot grip this time, changing it up. Next, we've got the barrels. Now this 20.5-inch barrel there will give us 203 range, which is pretty good. And again, move straight onto suppressors. I suppose this barrel has a muzzle slot and the other ones didn't. So we'll go for a suppressor again because we're almost hitting 400 damage at this stage, which is pretty nice. And stocks, you can change them once again. Let's go for this TV ballast stock. Looks pretty nice. And for our tactical, we'll put a blue laser sight on this one. There we go. It even matches the rifle, kind of. And that's pretty much it. Let's talk about getting them, hey? On your chemistry workbench, you'll find Tactic-V platform, which is how you craft these things. Now, curiously, the Taq-M here doesn't have the option of using a vanilla game assault rifle to craft that. So as soon as you got gun nut rank 2 on those materials, you're good to go. But the Scar H and Scar L variants, they require vanilla game assault rifles, which are certainly level gated by this game. So yes, quite interesting. Perhaps another error there, but I'll let that one slide. Okay, so we're here at Immersive Gunner Plaza now, and look, even the Ravens have showed up to watch. Isn't that nice? So as the Gunners are working on whatever insects are pestering them, we'll take a quick look at our Scars in first person. So this is our Scar Owl, just the one that we made with the suppressor on the front. I've also got one without the suppressor and just standard iron sights because, you know, Call of Duty players, they love their iron sights. And look how nice and open that is. You'll never find a real Scar with iron sights like that, that's for sure. But it works for gameplay, that's for sure. Next, we've got our sniper variant, our SSR, and this one has a see-through scope, as you can tell with that blue laser sight. I've also made one of these without the suppressor on the front with a shortened barrel, but it's still got that blue laser sight on the front with a slightly different foregrip. And lastly, we've got our Scar H variant. This one here, automatic suppressed, but it's got a see-through long scope on it for that long-range commando sniping, because, you know, we've got a stronger and powerful cartridge, so it'll carry that damage over at a longer distance, well, at least in real life, but still, the heavier cartridges lend themselves better for longer ranges. But I've also got an unsuppressed variant of this thing, just with a cool reflex or holographic sight on the top of that, and a quick look at the Scar Owls in third person as well. You'll notice we've got a pretty cool outfit today. This is Lana Kane. Lana Kane's outfit from Archer. If you've ever seen Archer, go watch Archer. It's a good TV show. Lana Kane wears a dress with boots that go right up to her dress, and then she's got a belt and a harness at the back here, which works well for classic holstered weapons. You could, you know, feasibly understand that, you know, the weapons are just holstered onto that their harness that she's got. Normally there's pistols in the harness. I think she carries like a couple of Taq-9s around with her all the time, but for some reason they aren't there. Anyways, so we'll start off with a little bit of sniping, I suppose. We'll go over to our sniper variant and see what we can do. It's fairly modest for sniper damage, I think, but I don't think it needs to be strong enough to one-shot these guys. Although, if I do headshot these guys, it appears to do a good enough job, and I'd like to not be on fire anymore. Thanks. If we do nail headshots with these guys, we get about 1100 damage with them, and we're not even in this thing's optimum range yet. See, as they get a little bit closer, even these torso shots are doing just shy of 1000 damage. But yeah, looking pretty good so far. Some of these guys have got laser guns that keep setting me on fire. Not cool. I think this dress is particularly flammable, so please stop that. So real no problem so far. Sort of a weapon like this lends itself well to this sniper role because rapid follow-up shots are very easy to get. The recoil, if I spam on the trigger on this thing, is going to get on top of you a little bit, which means, yes, the rate of fire is good, but you won't be able to utilize that unless you're in very close range. So let's move it a little bit closer. And here we are with our Scar L variant with a suppressor. There's a little bit of recoil, but if you've ever used this thing without all of these muzzle attachments and foregrips and whatnot, the weapon is a lot harder to control. So there's nothing really to complain about here. A little bit of wrestling, but, you know, it gives the weapon a little bit of personality. It doesn't make it too easy to score easy headshots, for example, so I don't mind that. We'll take out one last squad, or at least run the magazine dry, and then we'll switch over to our next variant. I should mention that I've done up all of my unsuppressed variants with an extra 20% damage just so they can compete a little bit better with your suppressed variants. What's probably going to happen is it's going to give them a slightly better damage at a further range simply because the range stat just carries that little bit of extra damage for longer, but we're missing out on a mere 5% damage, so they should be relatively the same. The difference should be fairly negligible. Anyways, let's go over to our close range variant of our sniper variant. How about we go in VAPS for a bit here? We'll see how we go. Okay, so the recoil impulse appears to be pretty subdued when in slow motion with this thing, which means it's going to be very easy to make rapid follow-up shots. And compared to what real time is, like, that's fast. That is very fast indeed. So yes, you could probably make this very, very strong. Even if you use, say, the sniper variant in VAPS, even at this range where... Yep, okay. So that appears to be a pretty powerful combination using it in VAPS like it is, but, you know, that's because you can control your fire rate. With normal VATS, you're stuck to whatever the game thinks how far you can fire it, and normally the camera does more cinematic shots of you taking said shots or putting those rounds down range, so it's a little bit slower. I've actually installed mods to make it always that over-the-shoulder, faster shot, just to make it a little bit more bearable. Want my Scar H, please be number 5, not 4. There we go. So this one should be hitting a little bit harder. The see-through scope on this thing, it doesn't take up a lot of your screen, it doesn't give you too bad tunnel vision, so you can get away with using it in close range, which is pleasing. And the recoil on this variant doesn't seem to be particularly bad, at least at a range like this, so you can dial in those headshots fairly easily. This scope is a pretty good combination for it. You can present yourself with a very, very large target indeed using this scope and allow you to chain headshots fairly easy. You get heaps of damage from it. Perhaps the only thing that you need to worry about is the gunners dancing out of your way when they're being shot at, but, you know, you can forgive them for that. Having an adverse reaction to being shot with a 7.62 or 308 round, I think that's to be expected. We haven't used the loud Scar H yet, so sounds like that when you fire. We'll use it at some point, don't you worry, we'll find something to use it on. Anyways, so, yep, that's it against Gunner's Plaza. We've sort of steamrolled and crushed everything there. We had a good sniper streak at the start that sort of set us up to pretty much cruise home. So yeah, good stuff so far. Definitely worth getting this Redux version. Now, I didn't observe any sniper knockdowns when we first did that sniping streak at Gunner's Plaza, so I don't think this thing is capable of doing sniper knockdowns even with this scope as it was. So we'll just put some rounds down range, maybe add some criticals in the mix, and absolutely just spam on the trigger. Nope, mysterious stranger has shown up. That's pretty good. He's turned around to attack him. Gives us a couple of seconds of an opening to get some a little bit of punishing bits of damage on him, but we've got him on the ropes here. We won't be able to kill him with a snipery, stealthy streak, but I think we'll be just fine. We'll go over here, and it's an unnecessary roll. I predicted he was going to throw something at me. Okay. So it looks like the light version fires faster, so there's advantages in that. Obviously, you get slightly better DPS, I suppose, and less punishment for missed shots because your follow-up shots will be slightly more rapid. He sort of just gave up at the end, and honestly, why wouldn't he? Because that was kind of scary. Also, I did this for a second. I did this. That's what the camera was doing before. You can drop prone with this thing, but since the animations are that of the RU-556, you'll pull an invisible charging handle, and things aren't exactly lined up properly, especially during the reload animation. You can see the bullets sort of sit there on the gun, kind of weird, but yeah, you can do it, but just don't look too closely at the rifle when you do it. Also, still the Blood Sheila era, so we've got platinum blonde hair, and you might not notice this earlier, but there's hoop earrings, just like Lana from the TV show. Okay, this time we're going for a more longer range stealth commando approach. There's the ghoul over there, and we'll just hit him up. Try to control this recoil. Done a pretty good job, but unfortunately, we have been spotted. So what we'll do is hit this guy up. We've got a little bit of gun food damage since one of his mates was standing right behind him, which is pretty good. And now that he's up close and personal, it's like our throw weights are staggering a little bit more than usual. We just got lucky with a couple of rolls there consecutively, but still, I don't mind that. It looks a disgusting shade of red today. That's interesting. We've kept him nice and at bay, just with this drum magazine and the accuracy on this thing. It just allows you to completely stifle his approach, and now he is dead on the ground, and he's got a junkie's baton on it. I don't want to know where that come from. Anyways, let's shoot some gunners, shall we? A little bit more armored than what we saw the ghoul before. But I think I'm carrying grenades. Am I? Yes. There we go. I got flashbangs. I rarely show off the grenade animations, but they're there. You could use them as like a lifeline or something. But honestly, the scars, they never needed any such thing. And it looks like they're all out of stealth, boys. They must have lost them after, you know, fighting these guys for a while. Also, I was taking on that ghoul, but yeah, there you go. And I still haven't used the loud variant to the scar, so I suppose we should change that. Okay, now we're in the bear territory. We're going to take out the bear, then we'll finish some super mutants over there. So we'll look for him. Ah, there he is, a legendary Dusky. Well, we'll put some bullets into him, and through his rapid and slightly infinite staggers, we've created a Commonwealth-shattering earthquake, so that's funny. For some reason, the Yaoguai have always done that, and I'm not really sure why. And we've got a couple of shots here we can line up, and oh, looks like I don't know what happened there, but apparently he dug his claws in pretty deep there, or his tentacles? Was that his tongues that got stuck there? Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, so we'll continue on the Super Mutant Onslaught here. It's not too much to kill here, so we should go through it pretty quickly. And with this kind of damage, we can one-bag a Super Mutant if we hit him always in the torso, which is good. And for some reason, that Super Mutant ran the wrong way, and The rifleman lookout appears to not be armed with anything like a rifle, so yeah, that's interesting. You can see the damage drop off pretty starkly from this range, so we'll have to get in a little bit closer. These guys are exploding when they come into contact with this thing. Yeah, we'll bash him. There we go. The target is over there. That's our end goal there. But for now, we'll keep shooting these super mutants. And why not add a little bit of VATS criticals to the mix? Actually, I might need those in the fight, so we'll just let these keep on rolling out. 33 damage, not too bad. I mean, 70 damage for the headshots was much better, so keep doing that. We doubled our damage just from walking a couple of meters closer, which is nice. And from this holdout position, we can gun these mutants down from long range easy. And it was polite of you to wait till I was reloading. I saw the sledgehammer at the corner of my eye. I was like, hang on a second. There's someone right there. Probably close enough to smell. Now they're throwing Molotovs at me. They got the idea that the dress might be flammable, but we got way out of the way before that come down on us, so that's fine. Anyway, so I guess we'll move on to the mighty Swan's half-brother Gerald. There he is. He's cruising around with his team. We might actually pick off all of the cronies with a little bit of VATS shooting. I was hoping to get criticals just from shooting third and fourth targets there, and now that you're close enough... Okay. Now, can you attack me? You certainly can. Well, I'm going over here now. We'll flee back into the scrapyard. By the way, there's a thing you can do to open that. I think the control room is where you find the railway rifle that is stashed in one of these carriages, but it's not really relevant. Okay, apparently the combat music has gone away. They've all gotten bored and wandered off, apparently. That's fine. We'll be able to take out these guys without much of a fuss. Seriously, where'd the big guy go? Really? Did he flee? Did he run away? No, he's standing on top of a bus. Because why wouldn't he be, I guess? He'll come this way, I'm sure. Unless he can't path off of it. How did he get there? Wait, what? What are you doing? Get down from there, you idiot. Now, can you throw rocks like Swan? The answer is no. Well, I guess we'll just go up nice and close and start mowing him down. Who's that? It's the Wastelander. Well, I suppose we'll offer you some protection. Now he's rapidly vibrating in the butt. Oh, there he goes. Oh, back up now. Todd Howard in Fallout 4 having a normal one. Okay, I can't keep track of his head because he's rapidly vibrating, and so must we, apparently. Oh, if only I could knock him down with like a sniper proc or something to release him from his temporary prison. Well, there's another way of doing that. There's a bloke fly down there. We've got to protect the Wastelander. Okay. What else is there? We can help you out. We've got time. Old mate's stuck in that bus. Is it over there? There should be a couple of blood bugs or stinglings around. There we go. Alright, we've swatted the bugs. Now, I need to ask you to get the hell out of here. Unless you want to tickle... Yeah, okay, that's good enough. You could tickle him with your pipe gun, but it won't do you much good. Alright, let's finish this off with the way we started. By holding down the trigger with a Scar L and spamming criticals. We didn't start like that at all, I understand, but still. Oh. Okay, one last escape. He got out. But too little, too late, and you are safe now, so you can go back to sitting at your radiation pond and looking over the crater, I guess. Settlers are weird. Anyway, so I think you get the point there. That was the Taq in its many forms. It's just the Call of Duty Scar. We all know that. I've been calling it that the entire video, but it's well worth downloading this thing. If you liked the Scar originally, the Aussie, the Ravens version of this is a drastic improvement with improved variants of it as well. See, she's taking radiation damage, so she'll eventually die sitting on whatever chair she's sitting on. Like, I don't know, maybe I should have let the bugs get to her. At least it would have been less painful than slowly dying to radiation poisoning, but yeah, I think you get the idea. So if you want to see this weapon in your game, check out the link in the description. If I can find an Xbox variant of this online, then I'll be sure to drop that in the description as well. We're not still hidden, are we? No, why have we still got combat music? Also, you can go prone with this thing, but again, it uses RU556 animations, so yeah, there's not much reason to do it, and now I'm stuck because there we go. Yeah, it's an option, but not the greatest. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.